Perhaps the most underrated player in recent history, Brandau has risen on the scene in the 2024 season. He is leading the country in points per game, averaging 6.93 a game, literally video game numbers while playing in the Ivy. This vet seems to be excluded from every Tewarton conversation, which is centered around the same four guys. He plays a feed-first style, but is 100% not afraid to go to the cage, as he is also 7th in the country in goals per game. So at a certain point you have to ask the question, how much more does he have to do to win a Tewarton? Today I'm going to show why Matt Brandau is so good and why he deserves to be in the Tewarton conversation.
Yale is missing and has been missing the whole season. 3 All-American type players, and the 2 we just mentioned, as Cool fires.
Brandau activates from X in a 2-man game. He starts his dodge when his man is nearly level with the pick. This gives his man no time to react and get below it. By dodging right off the pick, he gets his man hung, giving him free hands. Once he gets free hands, he elevates and assesses the field. He sees the D-mid switching onto him and doesn't see any visible cutters. At this point, he has 2 options. He can inside roll and go to the cage, or climb up the field and look to the backside. The more he climbs, the more attention he draws on the defense, all the while keeping his head up. With the whole defense looking at him, Cool drifts away from his matchup and Brandau feeds him through the defense for a goal. The key was Brandau's patience to progress through the dodge and allow for the play to develop. He did not even have to draw a slide, he just drew attention. Here's our next clip.
Hackler walks in, now it's Brandau. Good feed to the top, and Anderson scores again!
As the midi up top dodges, watch how Brandau drifts away from him. 29 on BU instinctively hedges to the ball, so Brandau is getting as much separation as possible for his dodge. In this position, he can do a couple of things. 1, he could stay still and hang his defender above the cage. Or, he could push the opposite side to feed and shoot. Brandau decides to push up the field. The act of him dodging from X attracts the attention of the whole BU defense, allowing him to throw a skip to the top for the finish. Here's our next
picks
clip.
It up, it's Brandau. Back to the top, Kime whips it and scores!
Brandau takes advantage of one of the most underrated skills in lacrosse, playing between the whistles. He gets the ball off the restart and immediately runs to the end line to get the play started. The BU defense is scattered and don't have their matchups. Brandau sees Keeb on the backside wide open. It's important that Brandau lobs this pass over the defense so it doesn't get picked off. This allows for Keeb to move to the ball and have time to adjust. Throwing a pass like this is more like throwing to an open space rather than an actual person. Here's our next clip.
For Matt Brandau, works his way in, he scores!
Brandau activates from the wing, showing that he can dodge from anywhere on the field. He has a downfield pick moving to the left and knows he wants to run off the shoulder of it. Brandau starts his dodge as soon as his pole throws a poke check. This puts the pole in an awkward position where he can't drive with body because his stick is out. Brandau slows his dodge down and stutters here, allowing the pick to get high up the field. If he were to immediately drive down the alley, the pick wouldn't get there in time. The pole then makes contact with the pick, putting him into a heavy trail position. Brandau knows the pole is trailing, so he can't switch to his right hand to gain angle. So he tucks his stick on his left shoulder and shoots over his head to gain as much angle as possible. The game here is gaining enough angle to finish and hiding your stick from the defender. Here's our last clip.
Playing that quarterback role for the Bulldogs. Throws it in front, finds Kime, and he scored!
Brandau has his man hung here and is waiting for a cutter. He understands that he's not in a rush here, but at a certain point, no one's going to get open after the first 10 seconds or so. What is important is how he slowly progresses through his dodge. Once he begins to dodge, everyone looks back at him, allowing for his teammates to get open. So the more time that he can buy in this position, the better. As you can see, 21 on BU instinctively drifts towards Brandau, allowing for Keeb to get open for the finish. I can't wait to watch Brandau the rest of the 2024 season. Please like and subscribe for more film breakdowns.